Welcome to the Mindfulness Meditation Podcast presented by the Rubin Museum of Himalayan Art, a global museum dedicated to bringing greater awareness and understanding of Himalayan art to people around the world. I'm your host, Tashi Chudran. Every week, we offer a meditation session that draws inspiration from an artwork from the Rubin's collection and is led by a prominent meditation teacher. You can find more information about the related artwork in the episode description. Our Mindfulness Meditation Podcast is presented in partnership with Sharon Salzberg and teachers from the New York Insight Meditation Center, the Interdependence Project, and supported by the Frederick P. Lenz Foundation for American Buddhism. And now, please enjoy your practice. Welcome to the Rubin Museum of Himalayan Art's Mindfulness Meditation Program. I'm Tashi Chudran, Himalayan Programs and Communities Ambassador, and I'm delighted to be your host today. The Rubin is a global museum dedicated to presenting Himalayan art and its insights, and we're so glad to have all of you join us for our weekly program where we combine art and meditation. Inspired by our collection, we will first take a deep look at the work of art we have chosen for today. We will then hear a brief talk from our teacher, Kimberly Brown, and then we will have a short sit, 15 to 20 minutes for the meditation guided by her. Let's take a look at today's theme and artwork. The theme for the month of January is New Beginnings, and the artwork for today's session is Buddha's Birth from a set of 12 major deeds of the Buddha. Origin Derge Printing House, known as Derge Parkang in Tibetan, in Kham region, eastern Tibet. Dated 1979, and the medium is xylograph, ink on paper. Beautiful prints and drawings. The central theme which dominates the composition is the birth of Prince Siddhartha. Below left, Siddhartha is bathed by Naga, snake spirits, and takes 7 steps in each of the 4 cardinal directions, a lotus flower blooming under each footprint. Raising his hand, he pronounced his coming into the world and this his last birth. This woodblock print was printed at the Derge Printing House in the Kham region of southeastern Tibet. Founded in 1729, it is one of the largest and most important producers of traditional Tibetan woodblock prints. Now let's bring on our teacher for today, Kimberly Brown. Kimberly is a meditation teacher and author. She leads classes and retreats that emphasize the power of compassion and kindness meditation to reconnect us to ourselves and others. She studies in both the Tibetan and Insight schools of Buddhism and is a certified mindfulness instructor. Her latest book, Happy Relationships, 25 Buddhist Practices to Transform Your Connection with Your Partner, Family, and Friends, was released earlier this year. You can learn more about Kimberly on her website, meditationwithheart.com. Kim, thank you so much for being here.
And so it is January, and our theme at the Rubin for this month is New Beginnings. That's why we chose the artwork of the Buddha's birth, because in this tradition, one of the stories of the Buddha is that he made a conscious choice to be born into the world, and it would be his last time in the world because he was going to wake up, attain enlightenment. And what he is saying here is that as his last birth, he is changing this cycle of rebirth into an opportunity for liberation. And we can think of this as in our own lives, it doesn't have to be birth into this lifetime and the next lifetime. We can see it as an opportunity for us to transform our own suffering, our own patterns, from a repetition and a compulsion of creating habits into creating meaningful new beginnings and transformation. So we often do this in January. Many of you are going to be making resolutions, perhaps trying to change your patterns and your habits. And from a Buddhist view, everything is always change. And even though sometimes it feels very hard, patterns are very ingrained, but all that we are, all that we've learned, everything that we say and we do, these reactions we have, these habits, um, they've been learned and practiced over time. They are conditioned behaviors, and that's why it's possible to change them. They're not inherent in our nature. They're ingrained in us through repetition over a long time, right? And so, one of the reasons that meditation is really valuable is that it helps us rewire our conditioning. That's the term the brain scientists use. They tell us that through practice, um, we're changing the way our reactions go, right? They're rewired. And what they've shown is meditation helps us become less critical, less self critical, more pro social. It shows us that it's possible to become more mindful and that there is a relationship between mindfulness and happiness. That our capacity to pay attention to what's happening in the present, in ourselves and in the world, that through this we report that we have greater sense of well-being. Now, another reason meditation is valuable is it's a useful tool to develop new patterns over time. Like I said, through this rewiring. But we can also immediately, during our practice, we can directly experience new beginnings. Each time that we pay attention to an object and then come back, we are experiencing a new beginning. Each time our attention wanders and we choose to come back to this moment is a new beginning. It's an experience of letting go and starting again. And as we practice in this way, as you have that experience of letting go and beginning again, we are using it to let go of unskillful ways that we might know to cope. Sometimes we call these bad habits. Tibetan teachers may call this your karmic tendencies. Especially with loving kindness meditation, we can experience these moments where we're off, let go, start again, and reorient our minds in a way that's beneficial and wise and kind. And that really cuts through these old, ingrained, maybe not so useful habits that we have. So let's do a practice together. You can let yourself get still, not frozen, but, not fidgeting, not moving around. If you'd like, you can sit. You could also lie down. Either way, close your eyes. Place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And in this way, getting in touch with your presence. You are here for you always. And you're getting in touch with your body and your breath. You're receiving. Your breath is always happening. You don't have to make it. You don't have to do it. So just for 10 seconds, experiencing your hands, your breath, your presence. And I'd like you to get in touch with your motivation for participating in this meditation today. I mean, it's your choice. You don't have to do it. But you have an intention, and that intention is beneficial. So get in touch with it and maybe say it to yourself a few times with appreciation. Bringing your attention to your head, experiencing your eyes, your cheeks. Maybe you feel your hair, your ears, any warmth or coolness in your head and your face. Gently exploring. Bringing your attention to your throat and the back of your neck, to your shoulders and your chest, your lower back and your belly. Feeling the palms of your hands on your body, the movement of your torso as you breathe. Noticing your seat, your legs, and your feet. And now I'd like you to bring all your attention, gathering it to sound. So, what you're doing is you're bringing all your attention, your focus to your ears. And if you pay attention, you'll realize, well, you don't have to really do much. You don't have to go out and get sound. It comes to you. And you can receive it. So, receiving sound. And we're going to keep a very tight focus here. So, each time your mind strays, gets distracted, goes to a plan or memory, the instruction is to let go. Come back to your breath and begin again. So resting in sound, receiving it. Then, we all have habits. You're going to start thinking about dinner or something you said last week. And you'll notice that. Very gently let go. Come back. Receive sound. So I would guess most of you have had moments where you've had to begin again. This is a moment of rebirth. Letting go of the past, the future, ideas, concepts, worries, and returning right here and now to the sensations of your body. And what you're doing is planting a seed of liberation each time you do this. Come back, begin again. Just for 30 more seconds, sticking with your breath, coming back when you need to. And bringing your attention from the sound to the feeling of your hands on your heart, on your belly. And we'll plant some more seeds, some intentions to guide us through our own rebirth toward liberation and freedom. I'd like you to connect to a person who has loved you in a very easy way. Maybe they believe in you, they've encouraged you, they feel delighted at your presence. And usually, that's an old friend, a grandparent, aunt, uncle, teacher, therapist, pet. You could imagine they're here with you or sense their presence. And I'd like you to hear them say, they are saying to you with a deep sincerity and care, may you care for yourself with wisdom and compassion. May you care for yourself with wisdom and compassion. They probably say your name. May you care for yourself with wisdom and compassion. And I'd like you to repeat this, hearing this coming to you, receiving this silently, just for a couple of minutes. Maybe you're swept away. Again, this is the moment. This is the moment where you let go, create new habits, come back, and just for 30 more seconds, connecting with this being, receiving their wishes for you, hearing them say, may you care for yourself with wisdom and compassion. May you care for yourself with wisdom and compassion. You can keep the presence of this loving being here as you imagine you're looking in the mirror, feeling your own beautiful presence, and saying to yourself, may I care for myself with wisdom and compassion. May I care for myself with wisdom and compassion. May I care for myself with wisdom and compassion. And just for a minute or two, repeating this phrase, giving yourself this gift. May I care for myself with wisdom and compassion. I'd like you to bring in everyone you care about, friends and family and pets. May we care for ourselves with wisdom and compassion. I'd like you to bring in your enemies, people who've hurt you, people who you disagree with or are causing harm. Bring them in too. May we all care for ourselves with wisdom and compassion. May everyone, all beings everywhere, may we care for ourselves with wisdom and compassion. You can let go of these phrases and any technique. Bring your attention to your feet, your breath, the light entering your eyelids. Thank yourself for practicing today and remembering you can always let go and begin again. The meditation has ended and you can open your eyes and stretch and move.
Thank you so much for that, Kim. That concludes this week's practice. If you enjoyed this podcast or are a weekly listener, we invite you to support this series by donating and becoming a friend of the Rubin at rubinmuseum.org/friends. The Rubin is a nonprofit that relies on the generous support of donors like you to create meaningful experiences with Himalayan art around the world. If you are looking for more inspiring content, check out our other podcast, Awaken, which uses art to explore the dynamic path to enlightenment and what it means to wake up, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And to learn more about the Rubin Museum's work around the world, sign up for our newsletter at rubinmuseum.org/newsletter. Thank you for listening. Have a mindful day.